Ty, how do you mentally get them over a night like this going into Friday, like mentally to get over this hurdle, this type of loss?
Mentally knowing that if we lose game 6, our season's over. So if you're a competitor and you know what the playoffs are all about, then you'll be ready to go on Friday.
We've been here before, going to Dallas, being down 3-2. So we just, it's got to be a win, and only mentality we have is to try to go get a win in Dallas.
So this is particularly disappointing because after combining for 66 points in that game 4, PG and Harden struggled, combining for just 22 in this pivotal game 5. Brian, we were both in the building last night, Intuit Dome set to open next season. And looking around, you kind of had the thought, is this how they're going to go out of this building?
I think they left the floor early to go start their locker pack up, because I think that might have been it for the Clippers at the Staples Center of Crypto. This is a game 5, 2-2. This is where careers are established. You can set yourself up with remember LeBron James' first ever 2-2 game 5? He did a little something, scored in 29-30 down the stretch. This is a very important game. The Clippers are down by 10 points at half. They come out in the second half, sleepwalking.
Yeah.
Sleepwalking. It got to the point where Ty Lue sent P.J. Tucker into the game in the third quarter because he was so desperate for somebody to show some life out there. He puts Russell Westbrook in the third quarter, watching everybody standing around in mud, and Russ takes the next 6 shots. And the Mavericks are over there cackling because Russ is 4 of his last 21 on jumpers. That's how they decided to go out in this series, 2-2 game 5. Very, very. Look, if you get beat because Luka's great, you get beat because Kyrie's great, you don't have Kawhi Leonard, all right. You get beat walking around the court, having Luka laugh at you, come on, guys.
Yeah, I'm with you. The effort wasn't there. The energy wasn't there. And I look at the stars. Obviously, they're playing without Kawhi. That's an issue within its own. We could talk about that another time. But for me, if I'm going to go out, especially, and again, this isn't an elimination game, but they're now facing that on the road. At home, 2-2, when you have a chance to take, your place on the series, I want my stars going 6 for 27. We just talked about Brunson. We could talk about how he shoots a lot because he has to. He's pulling it all out there every single game. He's either going to shoot, swing big, miss big. James Harden, 2 for 12. Paul George, 4 for 13. This is a big-time game at home. Setting yourself up to go to the next round. Where right now, the Western Conference, anybody can take anything. We don't know what's going to happen. It was just a really disappointing game, especially in the second half. There's something lurking there. They were telling us before the playoffs about them not being on the same page and all these different things they've been saying all year. It just looks weird, games. It's almost like when things are going well and perfect, everything's cool, but as soon as like a little adversity or someone's not involved as much or not getting their shots or this and that, I don't know if there's individual agendas or what's going on, but there's a funk that you get. That energy last night was terrible from the bench and starters.
Yeah,
both sides.
Yeah, but the Mavs snatched their souls.
True.
Okay,
Yeah,
and the Clippers couldn't play dead in the Western movie. But let me say this, okay?
Your analogies
Lawrence Frank,
second to none.
are impeccable.
Lawrence Frank, you're on the clock. You're on the clock. You have done a disservice to Ty Lue. And if I'm Ty Lue...
You're talking about the president of basketball.
Yeah, I'm talking about the president of basketball. Right. He has done a disservice to Ty Lue. Ty Lue deserves better. He deserves winners around him. He deserves guys that are going to show up night in and night out to compete. Now, off topic, if I'm the Los Angeles Lakers, I'm hearing all these whispers that Darvin Ham, may lose his job by the end of the week. I would not rush to hire a coach. You know what I would do? I would watch the Clippers, let this play out. I understand Ty Lue has a 1 year left on his deal. T. Lue, do not take that extension. Do not take that extension with the Clippers. What you do is you hold tight. And Lawrence Frank, if you want to make this right, trade for Ty Lue this offseason. Okay. That's the trade you need to make.
Brian, help me out here. Trade for Ty Lue. It's not often that we're talking about trading coaches.
It still could happen.
So can you just contextualize this for us?
It has been, like, in the last 20 years, there's been 2 coaches that have been traded, including Austin's dad. Doc was traded from Boston to Clippers. The Clippers want to keep Ty Lue. They want to keep Ty Lue for long term. And if Ty Lue's not going to be there, they're not going to let him coach the Lakers.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That's not happening. But I will say this.
A lot of things, too.
I got stopped in my tracks with a statistic from our guy, Matt Stats Williams, from our Stats and Info group. We saw that Harden was 2 of 12 last night. He's played in 30 playoff series in his career. This was the 13th time I'm going to say this again before I finish it. This was the 13th time he has shot 20% or worse in a playoff game. 20%. Not 40, not 30, 20. That is a hard stat to swallow, especially a guy who's looking to get paid this offseason.